I'm still getting used to the new setup here, but the dashboard is definitely cool looking. I just have to learn it and figure it out. But we're back. Big announcement this week. Two new things added to the game itself. A whole new campaign, campaign 3. So I'm now a full campaign and then a whole, pretty much another full campaign behind. So I got to catch up with that. I've still haven't played. I did play offline the second encounter. I haven't played the third one. And then there's a new Mirror of Galadriel adventure quest, sort of a randomly generated, procedurally generated adventure that you can play. It's pretty cool. It sounds pretty cool to just do a really quick pickup game. I believe that what happens is you face a bunch of minions, and then if you can make it past that stage, then you face a boss. And I'm sure that you can up the difficulty quite a bit and maybe go for some kind of scoring achievement, something like that, which is pretty cool. I really prefer this type of competitive addition to the game. I think it kind of needed something maybe for a little bit of comparison from one player to the next. And so it's kind of cool that they have this in here. I would definitely be interested in trying it out. I don't know. I'm not a big, it's one of the reasons why I don't play MOBAs or anything like that. I don't really like playing the same thing over and over again, even if it's kind of to train me or get my skills up. Not a big fan, but we'll go ahead and save that for another time. So we're getting back into our second quest for Campaign 2, The Shadows Fall. We sought out Radagast in the first quest. Some stuff's going on. Villagers are disappearing. We're trying to figure out what's up. And so we've got him now at the end of that quest, and now we've come to a nearby woodman village, and it's been set aflame by goblins. And now we don't understand what's going on. There's goblins and spiders. Everybody's involved in some kidnapping scheme, some trafficking scheme. And we'll kind of get right into this since we already kind of looked at the quest story last time. Okay, so we got our starting hand. Definitely don't need to keep Gandalf right off the bat. Although I did get Narya. See, I've fallen for this before. Getting Gandalf right away and Narya. It's tempting, but you have to wait almost 2 full turns to bring them out. I don't need healing. The Star Brooch is kind of nice. And the Back to the Dark is kind of nice. I literally think that if I wait 2 turns, I might get overwhelmed. But let's try it. Let's see if it works better this time. Surely this time will be different, right? Hey Joe, how's it going? Even though that's also the definition of insanity, I'm not going to worry about that. So let's take a look at... Let's keep this. It's crazy, I know. Okay. Now the nice thing is, this is a good stage to maybe do this on with Gandalf, the wait for Gandalf, because he doesn't really have a lot of creatures he could bring out. And I automatically block the damage from one of the creatures, so I'll start off with that. And then now at this point, so he's going to deal damage to an ally, but I don't have any allies out. So if I can wait 1 round, they basically do nothing other than their normal damage. And I do want Glorfindel to take damage so that the threat stays the same. So effectively, it's like this turn didn't really happen. Let's see. Okay, so the Raging Fire is going to be a problem if it gets up high enough. Do I have... Okay, so I got to put out the fires. Doesn't really seem like there's a lot that happens as a result of the fires, but maybe those come out. Gain a water bucket if I defeat this hazard. And I'm sure the water bucket gives me some kind of ability to knock the fires out more quickly. So this is the trouble, is I can't really do anything at this point unless I play a card. So I'll put R1 on guard, which should at least block some of the damage, kind of even it out. Okay. Oh. Okay. That sucked because he took away my resources, but it's just temporary. R1 can definitely take care of that next round, but it's nice he got a hazard out. That means I don't have to worry about damage. So he's going to do 1 damage, but that's not too bad. Discard every event card from each player's hand. Okay, so I lost the Back to the Shadows, but here's the nice thing. I've got a full board. He can't play any cards, really, unless they're like effects or attachments. I can heal Glorfindel back up, so nobody's really that damaged, just 1 hit point each. And if I go in with Arwen on the hazard, I can get my resources back to play Gandalf and the Narya. So not too bad of a round. So I think keeping Gandalf and Narya to play in your starting hand is okay as long as the board is almost full. If I had a little bit more out there, or if I had a little bit more space, or he had a little more space, it would not be a good idea because there's a lot of damage you could take. So we'll start off blocking as much of the damage as we can. We're definitely going to take a little bit more damage this round. So not... Okay. So Glorfindel did not take damage, so I do need him to block. Oh, that's right, but Arwen does have guard. So at this point, playing Gandalf would be great. Oh, I can't yet. I've got to have Arwen get the stolen money back, which unfortunately will allow him to play a couple of cards, but at this point I can get Gandalf out. Let's see. I haven't taken a lot of damage, and none of these guys are really that bad, so I think I'm going to go for the threat. Okay. So I could have him kill this guy because he's going to do some damage, probably to Glorfindel, and get him dangerously low. It'll unfortunately give him space to bring in another guy, but he doesn't have a lot of money to spend. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so he passed. Surprise! Gandalf's not leaving. And that also knocked the threat down, so we're still even on threat. We've actually gone down 3 threat because of Gandalf entering. I'm going to try to keep Glorfindel up just simply because he can block and at least keep the damage pretty even. So we'll block the first bit of damage, which will be the arrow. And then we'll have Glorfindel block. Definitely need to get him healed up, though. I think I'm going to give Arwen the Starbridge because she needs to get to working on these objectives, but I also need to get some healing out. Well, she is going to get to go twice. So I will have her block. Well, yeah, I'll have her block because that means he has to use his action, which she'll have a second action. Instead of killing now, I want the board to be full of these low-level guys. If I work on the hazard, is that going to open up a space? It does, and of course he can bring out a big guy. Thankfully, how did he pay for that? So Gandalf can take care of him. Okay. So we'll draw some cards, see if we can get something good. Okay, Limbus is good. Narya is not great, but who knows? He might discard an attachment. I might have to emergency put it back on. So I can't play Limbus, but I can get out a Handmaiden who will decrease the threat. And then she can also be useful for various blocking or working on progress. So unfortunately, I can't really do anything about the Raging Fire because at the end of every round, it's going to come back. So I think what I'm going to do is work on Fate. I can bring out some Cleansing Rain as a location effect. Ooh, okay, so I got to get rid of these guys that do the damage to the ally. Because Gandalf, I can't lose Gandalf. Okay, so we'll block the damage of the first hit. I kind of want to have him attack, but not die. But I'm not sure how exactly I want to do this. Well, I guess we'll do this. We'll attack the guy that we need to get rid of because he's damaging allies anyway. Okay. And then we'll bring him Legolas, or Glorfindel back and heal him up too. Man. He's dealing damage, dealing damage. Okay, so we've got... He's got 3 hit points left. Let's give him an unexpected... Hello. Ugh, so we lost the Handmaiden, and man, those ally cards are annoying. So bring out another Handmaiden. She'll block the first hit. So I've been trying to keep enemies out, but I think that's probably a bad idea. I'm not getting any healing, which sucks. So I may have to just... Maybe I'll go one more round. One minion gains fleeting. Each player draws a card for each enemy in play. I mean, some of those are pretty good. But he's also out of money, out of resources, so technically taking out these guys, I could keep the next guys he plays in check if I just take all these guys out. And Eowyn can technically go twice. Oh, and so could, well, now that Glorfindel has unexpected courage, let's see, he should be able to go twice because he hasn't used, yeah, hasn't used it yet. So if I attack with him and Arwen, she's still got another action, and then Gandalf, and she can both contribute to fate, which I think... Man, I wish I had some healing effects. I don't want to do the cleansing rain until I can work. Like next round would be great, because if I can keep the enemies at bay, I can work on the fires next round. That would be a good time to do cleansing rain. There's no minions out, so, and then I do want to summon this woodsman scout. He's pretty awesome, but he does ambush, so I might want to wait on that. So definitely, one of the things I want to do is turn the tables. But the question is, do I want to do it now? Because I could bring the Woodsman Scout and ambush right away. And I also have to remind myself what ambush is. So let's look that up. Ambush ignores block encounter. So, that's not something that I necessarily need to surprise somebody with. So I could bring him out now, but the problem is I can't bring that out and draw the cards. So maybe I'll just bring him out just to have a little bit of extra backup on the field. Oh, and then he can contribute to fate, which will give me the card draw. Or will it not? Oh, there's no enemies in play. So if I had been smart, I would have played that before I attacked them all. Yeah. That would have been the smart play. So I really don't have anything I could possibly do. Okay. So Glorfindel didn't get a chance to lower threat this round, but it's so low right now that we don't really have to worry about it. Now we can start working on healing. Gandalf definitely needs it. Alright, we got another Brooch out. I really don't know who could take it. Tom could take it, but just as another level of defense. So he could cancel an attack plus add another level of defense. So I think I'll do that. There's not much else to play anyway. I can always play the water bucket later. Okay, so he's going to deal... This is another one of these guys that does damage to allies. We'll go ahead and take him out with Gandalf. He's the only one that's got high enough damage. Okay, so this guy is going to attack. But I cancel the attack, or, you know, the damage anyway. And then now I can have all my two big guys, or I can have the woodsman attack. So now at this point, everybody's going to get to keep going and taking out the fires. And I've got a water bucket I can throw. But I'm going to go ahead and do this cleansing rain just to knock everything down a little bit. Hopefully, it'd be nice if it was permanent, but I think it's going to go back up to full. Yeah, I'll save these other events for later on when there's more enemies out. So Glorfindel can contribute 1. So I got to figure out how to divide this up. Okay, so Arwen could take out 1 herself. The water bucket plus... this doesn't add up right. So Glorfindel... Yeah, it's not going to come out even, but I can take out 2 of them. 2 of the fires. So that's, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I've got 1 extra, so I can't quite do... can't quite do 3. Just a little bit over 2. But the nice thing is we're down to 1. If he brings a big enemy out now, I can give it fleeting, but I think I'm going to want to save that for later. Because that's actually... Oh, it's just a minion. Okay, so... Alright, got some healing. Although we're starting to climb back up a little bit. The deck has a natural bit of healing in it. Okay, so... I mean, at this point... These fate events will come with me, so I might as well just start working on the fire. The fate events will come with me to the next stage, so there's no reason to necessarily do them now. +1 threat every time I play a card. I mean, I do want to take care of that, but I also am not too worried about playing a card just yet. I do want to play this guy pretty soon, but I want to see what he's going to spend his last damage on. So I'll have Tom cancel the next damage, whatever it is, but he's not doing anything that does damage. Reduce card draw by 1 for each player. Okay, so why is Tom... Why is Tom frozen? Oh, I wonder if he has to wait until his power's used, but he's got a Star Breach, so surely he could do 2 attacks. I don't know. 2 actions. That's very odd. That sucks that he's taken out, though. Okay, so we'll take out this objective. And Glorfindel has unexpected courage, so he'll finish this, get to go again. We definitely want to take this card playing threat out, but unfortunately I have 2. I can take a threat, I guess. I just don't want to use Arwen for her huge ability, but she really can't spin on much else. But you know what? That's okay. I can take a threat. I'm going to heal. Probably Glorfindel. Okay. So now we can finish this. Arwen can use her 2 moves to take that fire out. Now we got to move to get out of the looming threat. We'll have Gandalf add his fate, which should be almost, well, 2 away from max. And then we will travel. The problem is now I've got to get some card draws. I'm actually doing really well, but over the long term, if I get into a big fight, I'm going to need some more healing. But I've got a little bit of damage absorption. Okay, so I've got to pursue the orc band that sacked the village. I can't lose their trail. So this is the stage I lost on last time. So I lose the quest if this gets down to 0. This objective gets down to 0. It's kind of a cool new variation on objectives. At the end of every round, there's -1 progress for every enemy. So I'm going to lose 5 just for these enemies if they stay out. I am not looking forward to that. So I lose in 2 rounds if I don't get rid of some of these enemies. So this is where I lost because I really just didn't have the combat damage. Now I do. I just got to get it. I just got to get it maximized. All these guys do enough damage to kill the handmaiden, even if she was fully healed. So she may have to die this round. So Gandalf really is the best one to take the healing. Probably Arwen actually, but oh well. So at this point, I've got to use things intelligently. I really want to give an enemy a minion fleeting to one of these big guys. Um, and I wish I hadn't lost my back to the darkness. That would have been great to have now. But I could also turn the tides, and I'd still have 3 fate, and it wouldn't take me... All I'd have to do is have the handmaiden contribute her fate, and I'd be able to do both of these. But we're going to have to wait and see what attacks and what doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and have Tom use his ability. Okay, so that blocks the first attack. Why does he not... It's strange that... I guess, I wonder if they changed the rule where if you use a power stall that doesn't, like, the Star Brooch doesn't affect you, which I really wish I had known that, but oh well. Okay, so we do need Glorfindel to take a hit so the threat will stay down, because -2 progress per player from tracking the enemy. So I've got to keep progress on this objective. Thankfully, I don't have much to do fate-wise this round, so that should be easy. But I do need to have Glorfindel take 1 hit. It's probably going to be from a guy that does 3 damage, but that's okay. Yeah. Gives him resources, unfortunately. So now I just have to deal with 3 guys and whatever he plays. He's not going to play anything until he gets all of his guys used. So I'm going to go ahead and have the handmaiden take a sacrifice. Unfortunately... You know what I should have done? Well, no, that's probably smart. I should have had her contribute her willpower, but that's okay. So we just have a little bit of damage. Yeah, I'll have the healer take 2. And then... Now, the thing that sucks is because he has guard, if I attack him with Gandalf, he's going to do 3 damage to Gandalf, which I don't want to have happen. So I'm going to put my own fella on guard. Yeah. So he's down to 2 damage, but it's kind of worth it. And I'm going to play careful planning because he's going to play a card next. I'm hoping that he'll give me a threat reduction for it. Whew. So at this point, he's maximized his layout, but he spent all his money. I'm going to go ahead and use Gandalf to take out the big hitter. Oof, and he killed my woodsman. That's okay. So I definitely need to get rid of one of these big guys, probably the one that doesn't have much in the way, or has the most hit points. I do want to draw cards, though, because I have so many resources, so I think I'm going to have to use one of Arwen's moves. Okay, so I'm going to give Fleeting to this guy. And then Arwen's first move is going to be to add Fate. Yeah, so Arwen's passing. I'm going to draw cards for every enemy. Oh, great. So this is exactly what I could use here. So this guy's got Fleeting. And I want to get rid of another guy. This guy's going to have guard. I really wish I'd gotten a Limbus to bring somebody back, but... we'll go ahead and reduce the threat a little more. I need to give somebody unexpected courage, but everybody's got attachments, and this healer is going to die. I'm just not getting a lot of cards that I want, and I'm afraid that I'm going to start... I'm just afraid that I'm going to start losing out on this, on the attrition here. Okay. Glorfindel is still going to have to take a hit. Okay, good. We got a caregiver. We got somebody who can take some damage. We'll go ahead and start with damage reduction. And then we may have to have the healer take the hit because it'll be more. Dang it. I was hoping he would attack with one of the lower guys. You know what? Glorfindel might benefit from taking him out before he can do damage, and he'll have unexpected courage. But I have to worry about who the warg is going to attack. Arwen. Okay, so we'll bring out the caregiver. Give us a little bit of tank power. Yeah, the fate events do seem really lame, and I've already got them all, so unless there's something that new that happens in the next stage, I'm going to kind of be in trouble. Okay, so this, I can't play Unexpected Courage on anyone. He did play a hazard, which grants him upkeep resources. So, I mean, I do want to get rid of that, but I also want to wait and see what he's going to play. So I'm going to go ahead and contribute. I'm going to have Arwen go for the hazard. We'll see what he plays. Okay, that's not bad for using 3 of his resources. I could have her block this guy. Now, this stage is kind of interesting because the more enemies I kill, the more progress that's going to net me. Because I lose a progress at the end of every round, so it's basically I'm losing a lot of progress just because of the number of enemies there are on the board. So, conceivably, killing more enemies is what I need to do, as otherwise my deck is not going to be successful also. So I have to think about it in those ways. I don't believe Glorfindel, because he's got Unexpected Courage, so I don't believe he's taken his damage yet. This would be a great time for him to block and reciprocally. Why did that do 2 damage? Oh, he had 3 hit points. Okay. Okay, so I took the damage I needed to, but why? Oh, but that didn't kill him, so he didn't get 2 attacks this round. That's okay. I should have just let the crow attack. So conceivably what I want to do is take out 2 enemies and then have the caregiver hit the enemy. Although I'm going to lose. Okay, so I'm going to lose 4 for the enemies that are out here, but I can contribute 7, 8, 9. But here's the trick: is all 4 of these enemies are going to be out. Plus, he's going to have more resources to play even more. So keeping a lot of enemies out is just not good for my deck. Even though my people can contribute a huge amount of progress. I just need to get some more allies out. Okay. You know, Unexpected Courage. No. I'll keep it. So we're not doing too bad. We're really low on threat still. We're not in any danger of threat. Fate events are all done. We've achieved that. We could keep the enemies on the run at this point because there's only 2 out. So I think I'm doing okay. He still hasn't played any events because I've got my preparation and I can play another one here in just a second. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, that's weird that he did that because now his guy, if it attacks Glorfindel, he'll kill him and be untapped again or unexhausted. Which is fine with me, but I don't think he wanted that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel the next event, and then the event he plays after that will... Ugh, it gives all of his guys extra attack. So if I block that, I'm definitely taking 2 damage. So he'll be down to 2 hit points, which I don't really want to do. So I'll have to have the healer or the caregiver block this one. So I can only defeat one of these 2 enemies, and it should probably be this guy because he's going to give extra damage to everybody. I don't know what he's going to play with that 1 hit point left. So Glorfindel and Gandalf have, the attacking down this round. Arwen can't really do too much. The only thing she could do is attack a guy twice, knock him down to 4 so that Gandalf can easily take care of him at the beginning of next round. That's only if he doesn't play anything. So let's say we start working on this guy. Yeah, he's passing. Okay. So maybe I'll do that. Because then effectively the progress will only go down by 1. And then next round it'll be nothing because I should be able to keep up with enemies at that point. Man, I just wish I had some cards I could play. Okay, so this should work. I don't have any cards I can play unless I want to Unexpected Courage the Caregiver, which I don't. I just wish I could Unexpected Courage Gandalf. Okay. So let's get a good card. Please, please. Healing would also be great. Ugh, I'm getting so many duplicates. But it's good because if I have to sacrifice Gandalf, I can just bring him right back out. Okay. So Gandalf is going to take this guy out, and now he'll be kind of on the defensive from this point on. Hopefully. Oof, except Gandalf did take a little bit of damage. Okay. He's going to gain some resources. So take one of those out. Okay, so the Goblin Sniper... I don't want to lose my emergency blocking guy. Oh, I'll just cancel his next attack. Yeah, that's easy enough. And Glorfindel will be able to hit this, so there's not going to be any progress loss. And now we've just got lots of willpower to apply. But not enough. That's okay. Yeah. It's strange. Sauron does not really have a lot of fate events he's playing. I wonder if he's avoiding them. Seems weird to do that, but... Okay, finally, we got a little bit more help. Okay, not bad. I like that he's spending a lot of money on hazards because those are some of the easiest things I can knock out for sure. Okay, we'll block that. So that keeps the fate down. I gotta get some healing out. Still, same problem. I'll have the caregiver work on this just to see if he's going to bring anything else out. He did. So we'll block that. Gives him a little damage, but then it lets me contribute some willpower here. I only need to contribute 4. And I complete this stage. So I will... wonder if this will count as completing an objective. So he'll stay untapped. Nope. But that's okay. I'm going to pump up the fate just in case I get some good fate events next round. Doubt it. So I'm almost back up to max. And then now we will travel. This is a really good setup because if I could conceivably set Gandalf up for a big sacrifice... oh, I gotta listen to the story at this part. Oh. Didn't think he was going to continue reading. Alright. Oh, I have seen this story part before. Okay, yeah, that's right. So there's a trap here. It's got a massive cleaver. Final encounter. So if I beat this, I'm good. Defeat Thog. He has block and upkeep. He can remove guard from every character during upkeep. Okay. Not too much damage, which is nice. But these guys heal big time. No fate events. Wow. That's kind of not fair. But we'll see. Maybe he'll play some fate events or something. I don't know. This is kind of lame. Let's see what happens. So he has block. So I can't even hit with any of my guys except for Gandalf and Glorfindel. Man, and they're gonna heal everybody. Sheesh. It's kind of lame. And I really don't have... unless something comes up in my deck, I don't have anything I can bring out. Well, I definitely don't want... yeah, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. I want one of these small guys. Yeah, nobody's going to die yet. But it's weird that the boss is not attacking right off the bat with these smaller guys and knocking them out. Yikes. So if I let him... if I block with Gandalf, he could attack with the big guy. Well, let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's attacking with all these minions first. It's kind of crazy, but... I may be able to do some crazy, weird... Zombie. Thought Gandalf was dead, but he's not. He actually has come back. And will deal 3 damage for sure. Try to knock him down. Okay. So he's going to deal +1 for each, +1 threat for every unwounded enemy. Okay. But these guys are all going to heal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. I still want to see what he's going to play. Damn. Man, he's got Surge. Damn. So let's say I attack him with Gandalf. That's going to take him down to 6 because he's going to block 1. He's going to heal 5, which is going to take him to 11. Yeah, I just don't have the damage to keep this battle up long term. So instead, what I have to do is go after the healers. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this multiple rounds. So they can't take out 2 healers together. Oh, but you know what I could have done is I could have played Unexpected Courage first, killed someone, brought him back, and then played Narya. Yeah, that would have been smarter. Well, what do you know? Let's see. What if I... No. So it'd be better to combine and kill one of these guys that's higher level. I don't really care too much about threat, because he's only going to go up by 1 because this one unwounded enemy, and it keeps this space filled. Okay. Man, I wish I could draw a card. Or I wish he would play something other than enemies and hazards. I don't mind the hazards so much at this point. But I definitely can't do anything else this round, which sucks. Now, how did he go up to 13? Not really sure how that happened. Okay, so he's definitely going to take the first hit, and then the next round he'll use his power. That's how I should have been doing this whole time. So apparently all of these healer guys are going to go first. Man. Yeah. Okay, so I'll play Bjorn's Hospitality to restore 1 to every character. They all need it. Ooh, he could have taken out... Okay, that was probably a smart move on his part. Damn. Okay. Yeah, the problem is I just don't have a lot of damage here. And I'm not getting any good cards. And so he's going to basically get healed full next round. Oh, of course he has a surge action, gets to go twice. Man. Or gets to go before my... I forgot he still had money left. Jeez. See, this is what kind of sucks, is that my deck is keyed for fate events. There were none after the first few stages. I'm depending on my deck at this point, which is down to just 8 cards. I can't possibly have any... He's not playing any events, so all of that was wasted. Yeah, it's just kind of lame. And now my threat's kind of building up a little bit. I mean, I guess I could have him block twice. It's just as helpful as anything else. Alright, got another healer out. Yeah, the problem is that the tempo is totally in his favor right now. Yeah. Just lost Glorfindel. I mean, even if I had blocked with Gandalf, the other guy would have done 2 damage. That's just unfortunate. And he still gets to play all of his cards. Hey, resources that end cancel. Exhaust the next ally. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I could have possibly have done was try to grind the previous stage until I had a bunch of allies out, which I did have a pretty good amount. I just, unfortunately, none of my allies are really heavy damage dealers. So, but I guess I could have maybe tried to focus on those hornblowers before I even... I tried to push and kill the boss quickly, but maybe I should have just worked on the allies, because I could have made these healing allies. I could have made one of them. It's ridiculous that there's that many healing allies. So... Yeah. So now my heroes are going to get waxed. Well, first my allies, of course. And Glorfindel's out, so my fate is going to go down really slowly now. How does he have +1? Oh, he's got an attachment. Oh, there's a guy that would have helped me a long time ago. Well, I got rid of all the healers before I died. Yeah, that's lame. I would have easily had him if didn't have that stupid mechanic where those guys have 5 hit points and they heal everybody. So probably the smart thing would have been on that last stage to not even. I mean, I know the boss is going to do some huge damage, but not even look at him until I've knocked at least 2 or 3 of those guys out. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. They don't really do a lot of damage themselves, so even though there's a lot of them and it looks intimidating, not be intimidated by taking that little amount of damage. Plus, I know now that they're going to attack first, so I could just let those attacks go through, play whatever cards I want, and then kind of control the damage. I'm going to be taking a little bit of damage every round, but at least I get to control what I do with my characters. Then I could actually save, because I can kind of predict now, I can save Tom's block until he's about to attack. That would be the key thing. And then what that would mean would be he could block the big attacks, which there aren't any except for the boss. So I could block his big attack every round. That was the key to it. I would have lost a lot less hit points. I would have been able to whittle away at those guys, probably because I almost had them all killed. And then I would have easily been able to handle the hits from him and any new guys that came out until Gandalf could whittle down the boss. So I feel like it's doable. Yeah, it sucks, but I learned that you can use the game. It's interesting that some of the AI switches, like with that boss fight, it's not about. Usually, what happens is when you block with a guy that is going to negate damage, like Tom, then the big guys won't attack. But in this stage, it's different. The low level guys attack. Usually, the big guys attack if you set up a block. So the trick is to do the opposite. Don't set up blocks until all of those guys are done. Then cancel the attack for the big guy, and then all-out attack on the low guys first, the guys that don't do a lot of damage, because the big guy's being negated, and you can predict. So it's a little bit more predictable, which is strange because the AI shouldn't be, but it's kind of interesting. Not a big fan of that quest, only because there's 2 problems. Either I don't get set up great, but this time I got set up great, but I guess I didn't play it, or I didn't use the prediction method, which seems kind of cheaty, but oh well. We'll get there. Quest 2, I'll beat it at some point, but I'm really excited to get this quest done. I want to kind of go back and take a look at some more Gloomhaven stuff that's coming out. They've got perks now. They've got the new Mind Thief. But I do also need to play so that I can play with a full complement, a full party of heroes. So I have to go through and beat another boss to do that before I play again. That way I can show everyone all of the new heroes and do a good full adventure with all the perks and everything, so you can see how those work. So we'll get there. Got to get through this campaign. Figure out if I have a good start next time. I should be able to get through it and beat it, and we'll see. I will be out next week, and there's no table flipping this week because of Christmas and next week. But I will be back 2 weeks from Tuesday to do some more streaming after the new year. So I will be seeing all of you then. Until then, have a great week. Take care. Have a good night. Night, Joe.